you didn't accidentally kill her, then he absolutely killed her. Somebody crushed her skull into her brain.
This is Eva Millard, 28 years old. She has been arrested in connection with the death of her 2-year-old daughter. Olivia Soto was found dead in November of 2018. Police said she had severe head trauma. The stepfather Jordan Shreve called 911 for an ambulance, but left the couple's Van Buren house to take a friend home before first responders got there.
What did you do to it?
I was drunk. Fell through a window.
What'd you do that for?
Actually, I had a friend that was going face first into an already broken window, and I decided my drunk ass was going to save his face and screwed myself up.
So, have you been seeing Jordan while you were up there? Have y'all been still together? Pretty much.
Kinda, yeah. I can't remember exactly when he got back, but I was under the impression that we were still good until he got there, really, and that's when I found out about all the other stuff.
What stuff?
The girls, drugs, all that.
That he'd been doing after? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about that. I don't guess I knew anything about the girls and the drugs and stuff.
I didn't either. I didn't even know whenever I called.
Huh. Are y'all still living together? Okay.
But for that whole year until I called, I was in Michigan and he was here. I didn't come down at all.
Right. Okay.
I got a hawk.
Okay.
I got a son. You know that? How'd you know that?
You was pregnant at the time, right?
I had a miscarriage on the 26th.
Oh, okay. And so you've had one since then? I did not know that.
He's 11. He'll be 11 months old on the 10th. That's why I need to talk to my mom.
Okay, when was the last time you talked to her?
Before all this stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm afraid that I'm afraid to. That's why I wouldn't talk to that lady.
What lady?
The lady that arrested me.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Here we see the first major crack in her unified front with her partner Jordan. By revealing his infidelity and drug use, she introduces the concept of his betrayal and lack of character. Psychologically, this gives the detective a crucial lever. He can now attack Jordan's credibility and question why she remains loyal to someone who has already been disloyal to her.
Huh. So what questions do you have for me? What do you want to talk about?
I need my son here with my mom.
Does your mom have your son? Where's he at? In Michigan? Who has him? Jordan? Is it with Jordan's family? Okay. So...
The thing is I was planning on leaving and coming home to my mom.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of what I was talking to that priest about. But I didn't know how to just leave. And my mom kept telling me just to come home, just to come home. And I was trying to make enough money to just come home.
Yeah.
And then I went to jail. And I want my son with my mom. So.
Okay. Well, is Jordan the father? Okay.
Who else would be the father? I'm not a cheater.
I don't know. I didn't know you had a son. I don't know what's going on.
Jeez.
Okay. So.
That's why I didn't tell you where I was at when I called. That's why I haven't talked to no one, because I'm worried about my son.
Right.
And I want my son with my mom.
Okay.
My mom wants my son too, but we didn't. I was just going to come with my son, but I didn't know really how.
Okay.
But I'm afraid with this stuff now, because they're supposed to come and bail me out or whatever, and then...
So Jordan and them were coming down to bail you out? Is that what you're saying?
Supposed to.
So that'd probably bring your son with them, right? Okay. Have you talked to him lately? Did you talk to him today? When was the last time you talked to Jordan?
Yesterday.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep that between us, but you won't leave. And when he gets down here with the baby, then you can just go with your mom, with the baby. Does that sound fair?
Are you going to take him away?
No.
Because I've done everything right. I haven't used, the whole time I was pregnant, I didn't use, he's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I just don't...
What's his name?
Trip.
Trip?
I just don't want to lose him. I've already lost him.
Yeah, I know you have. I know you have, girl. Well, and this is the thing, and I'm going to let you read the autopsy if you want to read it, okay?
I want you to show me what you guys see, because I don't understand.
Well, so...
I put her to bed myself. And then I went to sleep, and then that morning I thought she was asleep, so I just slept in. I didn't know she was gone.
Well, I'm 100% sure that his dad or his grandpa that was living with y'all?
His dad.
His dad. I'm 100% sure he didn't do it. After talking to him and before he passed away and everything, that's all the evidence that we have as far as what actually took place. But as far as Jordan doing it, I mean, if you didn't do it, who did it?
I still believed it was an accident.
100% not. And we've had this conversation. And I'm going to let you read what the autopsy says. And it absolutely says, without a shadow of a doubt, it was an accident. Okay? Absolutely it says that. I'm just being blunt with you on that. And I'm going to let you read it. I don't have no problem with that. Okay? So, with that being said, if you know for a fact that you didn't do it, that leaves one person. That leaves one person, you know?
This is a critical moment. The suspect introduces her son as her primary motivation and source of fear. Her statement that she was afraid to talk earlier because of her son reveals her core vulnerability. The detective now knows that the child's safety and future is the key that can unlock her cooperation and potentially turn her against Jordan.
And so I know either Jordan has had to have said something.
To me?
Mm-hmm.
About killing her?
Mm-hmm.
He said nothing like that to me.
Or either you know something. I mean, during the time period that they're saying that the baby died, I mean, you and him were there.
What time?
It's like a 4 or 5 time period between like midnight and 4 or something like that, 5 maybe in the morning. Okay. But, you know, the thing is, it absolutely was not an accident. You know what?
She looked like there was nothing wrong.
There was.
To me.
Well,
Is there something I could sign my son to my mom?
no. If they come down, I mean, you can get him.
What kind of bond am I looking at?
I'm not sure. I know they run a bond on the morning, so he'll probably go before a judge in the morning. They'll set a bond.
I mean, like, hi, I don't understand the felonies. I've only had breaking and entering felonies, and I think my bond was $10,000.
Yeah.
So I don't know what.
I don't know what they'll set it at. I really don't have any idea.
Like how I like Jordan's?
I don't know. I wouldn't think so.
What's the difference between a D and a B felony?
Well, it's a big difference.
Like, gears-wise, what am I looking at?
What was Jordan charged with? He was charged with murder, wasn't he?
First degree, I think.
First degree. So he's looking 10 to 40 to life, where yours is probably, on each count, don't hold me to it, probably 6 year each. 1 to 6 years.
So it's going to be a high bond.
Honestly, I don't know.
And I'm just asking because they're supposed to be the ones that hire me a lawyer and paying my bond. So
I got you. And they'll know more about that in the morning. But hey, this is the deal. I want you to look at me. I want you to listen to me, okay? There's no way that Jordan has done all this, and I just can't see that. And you not know something. Okay? Does that make you a bad person? No. Because I think at the time you both, I know you and him both had a major pill problem.
I did.
I know. Absolutely you did.
But I don't anymore,
I know you don't. I know. And I'm just telling you that you have fixed yourself, you have changed, but at the same time we have to make what happened right. I mean, you agree with that, okay?
I didn't do anything to her.
I'm not saying you did.
And if I'd have known you did, I would have told you. I don't know what kind of person that would make me not to tell you. And after he went to jail, I didn't see him. And every time I talked to him, he was sick and had to go lay down because he had other things to do. He didn't talk to me really. And whenever he came home, I was working at the store, and I'd been taking care of a little old dude, constantly working.
Yeah. Because
I found out all the stuff, and I had to throw myself into something else. I'm telling you, him and his mom don't talk to me about it, and whenever I do bring it up, it's shut down. And I tell you, I don't know. If I did, I'd tell you. I wish I did. It would make more sense in my head if I did.
So looking back at that night, what was your condition? What were you? I mean, I know y'all been taking pills, and I know you were taking pills that next day. Right.
That night, I was asleep. I slept most of the day, and I slept the night.
The day before.
Because I wasn't feeling good, and we went to the doctor, and then we got the prescription for, we got the Suboxone prescription, and I got the, it was some kind of steroid, something that the doctor prescribed.
Yeah.
But I was asleep. I didn't even wake up to do anything, pills or anything. I was asleep, and every time I would wake up, I'd go to the garage and smoke a cigarette and go right back to bed. And
well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I know she was crying, and she got up there with y'all.
I got her myself.
Right.
And I put her in bed with me, and Jordan, she wasn't telling me no. And Jordan told me that if he needed to go into the other room, and I told him no. And then I laid her back down in the pack and play, and I went and filled up her bottle, came back, gave it to her, put her blanket on her, and kissed her on the forehead, and told her good night, I loved her, and then curled back in bed and went back to sleep. Every time I close my eyes, because I feel like it's my fault, because I laid her back down. I didn't leave her in bed with me.
Yeah.
So that goes over my head.
The detective lays a logical trap. After statting the autopsy confirms it wasn't an accident, he presents an inescapable binary choice. If she knows she didn't do it, only one other person could have. This forces her to confront a reality she has likely been suppressing. The prolonged silence that follows is deafening. It's the sound of her cognitive dissonance struggling to resolve itself.
It's like a video that plays.
Yeah.
But then I went back to sleep. And then in the morning she was gone. But I didn't know. I thought she was still asleep, so I went back to sleep.
And he hadn't said anything to you about any of this. Y'all haven't discussed it. You and him together, when y'all are alone, you're telling me this has not been discussed, period.
When I try to discuss it, he shuts it down. He doesn't want to talk about it.
And so what do you think about that in your mind? Do you think he's being honest?
I want to think he's being honest.
You know whether or not you did it.
I know I didn't.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So you're telling me you didn't. So that leaves only him. You see what I'm saying?
I would be lying to you if I ever questioned.
Well, sure you. I understand that.
I question it every day. Even the phone call I made to you, that was me questioning. Because I want to know why. I'm thinking that if you guys can show me why you think it's him, maybe I'll see it from your guys' point of view, and then maybe it'll...
Well, our big deal is the way he acted that morning. Knowing that she was gone. And then he says...
He didn't know she was dead. He thought she was hurt.
Well, he told us he checked for her breathing and pulse, and there wasn't nothing.
And he told me when it all happened, and I kept trying to tell him that there was something really wrong. He put his hand on her chest like this, and told me to calm down because there was a pulse. And then whenever I picked her up and went through the hallway to the living room yelling at him to call 911, I laid her down on the couch on her back so I could go figure out what happened. And then I turned on my heel and I realized that my shoulder was wet. So that made me turn back around, and he was on the phone with 911 or whatever, and that's whenever I seen the blood on her lip. And then I screamed at him because I was further away from her than him to flip her over and hit her on the back because I thought maybe she was choking. And he flipped her over, but he was barely touching, patting her back. So, and that's when he hung up the phone with the ambulance people, so he could do what I told him to do. And then I pushed him out of the way and hit her harder on the back to get the stuff for whatever out of her throat.
Right.
And then he felt for a heartbeat again and told me there was a heartbeat. And I kept telling him there wasn't. And that's when I screamed for him to call 911 again, and he did. And then I was holding her, and he told me he had to take those people home. I told him that he probably shouldn't. He said, I have to take these people home, and he left. I took Olivia back into the bedroom, laid her on the bed on her back, trying to figure out where she was hurt, or definitely where she was bleeding. And that's when I looked in her little mouth, and that's whenever, when I was holding her while he was on the phone with 911 the second time, I went to do this to put her here, and I took my hand off of her neck, and then I noticed that her head kind of flopped, and I went to catch it, and that's whenever I felt the crack or a cracking feeling in my hand. And I yelled at him that I thought her neck was broken. And then that's whenever he was on the phone 911 and told him to come the second time, and then right after that he left. Then I took her back to the bedroom. I took her little onesie off of her, was looking for the whatever, and then I flipped her over onto her stomach so I could check her neck, and I put her little hair in like a ponytail with my hand, trying to feel around on her head to find it. And I couldn't. The only thing that I seen was the little bruise here and the little bruise here, and I couldn't figure out why she was bleeding. And I even tried to check her mouth, and that's when I noticed that her arm wouldn't come down.
Yeah.
And then I laid her on her side just in case. Just in case she was going to choke or whatever. I think that was just me hoping that she would. I laid her on her side, and I ran to find my phone so I could call 911 again, because it was taking them forever to me. I don't know why. But when I got a hold of 911, I talked to the lady for maybe 30 seconds, and then I seen the shoes in the door, and then that's when they came in.
Yeah.
But he did tell me she had a pulse twice. So I don't know. He says he thought she was just hurt and was going to go to the hospital.
Well, he didn't feel a pulse, that's for sure.
I always thought he felt his own.
It maybe could have. But when he took them home, he didn't even come right back. Well, that's just weird.
He did come right back.
No, he didn't. He went down the road and stopped and called his ex-wife and talked to her for 40 minutes.
He told me it's because the police was pushing him off the road.
That didn't make sense. Didn't say nothing to Pam about the whole deal. But he went down the road and talked to her for 40 minutes on the phone before he came home, knowing what you were going through. So see, the stuff like that absolutely points to him. Okay? But what bothers us is the fact that you're still with him. You're still, you know, for a funeral.
I didn't know about the funeral.
You knew there was a funeral.
I set up the funeral from where I was at. I was going to come back. I set it up at McDonald's. I want to say it was McDonald out of Greenwood. I called him. We set it up. He had a chapel on the side of his, what do you call it, funeral home?
Mm-hmm.
And he was giving us everything. The casket, the only thing I was going to have to pay was $600, and he was going to let us have 2 different services in his little chapel for Jose's family and for my family.
Mm-hmm.
And because I didn't know what Jose wanted, I told that guy to call Jose, and I gave him Jose's number. And that guy called Jose because I wanted to make for sure Jose got a say in what went on that day. And Jose straight told that guy, we have everything under control. He was just not supposed to know about it. And that guy called us back and told me. So.
Did you call Jose and talk to him?
I did talk to Jose. Jose told me that the first time I talked to Jose, he told me he was going to cremate her. We had a fight about that, and I told him no. Well, then, that was before I set up the funeral. And then, I want to say we talked again, and he said something. He was going to go meet with someone about getting her body released or something. And I told him that's when I just got back. I just got to Michigan. And he said something about the funeral being, he wanted it on a Thursday, I believe. And then I called. I was under the impression he hadn't set anything up. So that's when I called and had everything set up. And the funeral was going to be on a Monday. But he told me something about a Thursday, but the funeral was a Saturday. So I was under the impression it was going to be on whichever day, but I had no idea about a Saturday. Because I called my mom and I told my mom that me and Jose were fighting over the cremation. And that we were going to bury her by my granny and papa in Waldron. Because my mom has, what do you call it?
Lots. Right, yeah.
Because she has 12 kids. So she had a lot of them already paid for. Because that's the road that I grew up on. And I was going to bury her by my granny and papa. But Jose told that guy I wasn't supposed to know, that he had everything taken care of. And if you need that, I probably could call the guy.
Why did y'all go back to Michigan?
Because the lawyer said that that was the best thing to do.
What did you think about it?
I didn't want to go because my family is here. But I was under the impression that that was the best place for us to go. They paid him $100,000, so I thought he knew what he was talking about. And then when we came back, my main reason for coming back is because I did miss Olivia's funeral, and I still haven't seen her grave. But I was going to go that day and see her grave. But then Jordan got arrested, and the lawyer told us to get back to Michigan. And then I didn't come back at all because I was under the impression that I wasn't allowed to come back to Arkansas per the lawyer.
He's not your lawyer.
But he said that...
You know what I'm saying?
I know, but I don't know if any of this really happened. I'm just telling you what I was told. I was told, mind you, I I'm really scared about Tripp, so I don't really like to bring his name up, but I was pregnant with him. And I had insurance and everything in Michigan. But at first it was, I couldn't come back and live with Jordan because I was pregnant with Tripp and I had Michigan Medicaid or whatever. And my doctor was in Michigan. I tried to argue the point that I could have got Medicaid like that in Arkansas. I've always had it there. But then it went to the lawyer. The lawyer says it's not a good idea because they picked up Jordan.
He's got one concern, and that's Jordan. That's not you.
So my mom keeps saying.
You know what I'm saying? And that lawyer knows. He knows the truth. Jordan knows the truth.
They told me the lawyer knows Jordan didn't do it.
So that leaves you. Did you do it?
There ain't no way in hell.
There's two people in that room. You and Jordan.
She expresses profound guilt, but it's the guilt of a mother, not a murderer. I feel like it's my fault because I laid her back down, speaks to a perceived failure to protect, not to committing an act of violence. This is a pivotal distinction that suggests her internal struggle is about maternal responsibility, which the detective can use to align with her against the true perpetrator.
So, but I was asleep the whole day because I wasn't feeling good too.
Didn't you get up at 4 because she woke up?
I slept most of the day before because I wasn't feeling good. But she wasn't feeling good either. And a couple of times I woke up during the day. There was one time that I woke up and...
Listen to me. I'm going to ask you something. I don't want you to get offended by it, okay? Because I feel like I need to ask this, all right? You remember I talked to you before. Do you remember that? Okay. I'm a mama, all right?
This is the core of the interrogation. The detective methodically uses the brutal clinical facts of the autopsy report to break down her denial. She translates medical jargon into plain, horrifying language. Someone crushed her skull. She is systematically destroying the fantasy of an accident and forcing her to visually and intellectually confront the brutal reality of her daughter's death.
And I talked to you then. You know, there's like some cases in our career that we work and they just stick with you because you want to know the answers, and this is one of those, okay? And I think I told you when I talked to you last time that, you know, a mom's job is to protect her baby. But I also know, as a mom, that we can get severely frustrated. And I'm telling you, I've got 2 kids. I've been there, okay? And I don't think I ever asked you then, and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I feel like I owe this to you. Did you have any type of like postpartum depression or anything like that? I'm
with her?
Yeah. None at all. Never had any type of depression or anything like that. Because I know, like, when I had my kid, my first one, I was 21 years old, all right?
I remember, and you were telling me that sometimes your kids would frustrate you and top of the stairs and just cry.
Yeah, I would, and it's so frustrating, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, you know, like, I mean, I had to get away because I had those feelings, and
Olivia, though, she never made me angry.
Here the detective employs a sophisticated psychological gambit by asking about postpartum depression and sharing her own parental frustrations. She offers her a face-saving out, a socially understandable reason for a tragic accidental loss of control. She is gently probing for a soft confession, but her firm rejection of this scenario only serves to steer the blame more firmly toward Jordan.
She was my bestest friend. With Peyton, I didn't have a real relationship with her because I was in and out of jail. I went to prison, but with Olivia, she was my bestest friend.
Somebody did that to your little girl. This is your baby. Do you see those bruises? Somebody crushed her skull into her brain. Eva, somebody crushed her skull into her brain.
I wasn't there when I seen her.
That's what they're talking about in this autopsy report, the bruises. Did you do this? Did you accidentally hurt her?
No.
When you read the autopsy, even her tongue has bruising because she bit her tongue when this happened. This isn't a fall off the something, sis. And this stuff don't go away. I watched a thing today. This guy, he was 70-something years old, and he killed people in like the 50s or 60s, and they just arrested him. This stuff doesn't go away. I just want answers for her. She deserves that.
You said it happened twice?
And that's what the ME thinks, that there were two different incidents. That there was the first incident that caused bruising because it was older, and then they gave her drugs trying to probably get her to be quiet because it hurt her, and then the next one crushed her skull.
Was she just fine in the bed with me then?
She wasn't just fine.
Because I let him take care of her, so I'm not... So the other one had to happen the day before too, right?
Not necessarily the day before. It says in here that what it's talking about with the tissues is it says that it takes them at least 2 hours. I think it's, hold on, let me find it back here. It takes hours to develop. So it says, as noted above, when tissue samples from the bruises on the body surface were examined microscopically, some showed the presence of acute inflammatory response. Such a response generally takes hours to develop. Based on these findings, it is most likely that the injuries observed were due to at least 2 applications of force at different times. So, the way they're describing it is one application of force happened, which made the bruises, and then the Roxyset, or medicine very similar to Roxyset, was given, which is the oxycodone. I think it has, benzos and oxy, and then I guess probably to make her.
I gave her Tylenol myself.
But that's not the same.
But I gave her Tylenol myself.
But that's not the same.
Because Jordan told me she was throwing up. So I gave her Tylenol myself.
But when did Jordan tell you she was throwing up?
I don't know exactly what time it was, but I woke up the day before at like 12:30, I think. And I was walking through the house to the garage to smoke a cigarette. And I looked up and he had her in one arm and some stuff in the other arm and just told me she threw up.
What do you mean stuff? Like medicine or?
It looked like he just cleaned it.
Like puke?
The throw up.
Okay.
I want to say it was a stuffed animal and some other stuff. But I didn't think anything of it. I got back in bed. And then we went to the doctor about 4 or 5 and she was asleep. So I gave Jim my phone and told him if he would, if she woke up, to call and we would come straight home. We didn't even fill the prescriptions or nothing. We just came straight home. And when I got home, she was asleep. So I crawled back in bed. Then I woke up again, and I was holding her, and I put her in the bed with me to let her lay with me, and then I got up off the bed and I went to smoke a cigarette. And I sat out there for a minute, and by the time I came back in, he had already laid her back down because he said that she fell asleep. And then I went to bed, and she was asleep. When he woke me up saying some girl was at the house, I went outside, and I sat with him for like 15 minutes, and I come back in and went back to bed because she was still asleep. And then I slept until Jordan woke me up because he was coming to get in the bed. And then I fell back asleep. Then I sat straight up because I heard Olivia make a noise. And I put her in bed with me. She was making noise and she said no. And Jordan said, "Do I need to go to the other room?" And I said no. And I picked her up and I put her back in the thing, in the pack and play. I went and filled up the milk, and I come back and I gave it to her, and I put her blanket over her and I kissed her and I told her I loved her, and then I went and got back in bed. When Jordan woke me up the next morning, he told me that he was going to get Billy, and I said okay. And I didn't hear her making no noise, so I just went back to sleep. I woke up to him tinkering in the bathroom, and then that's when I found her. When I found her, she didn't look like that. left.
Would you have left?
I would have never left her, and I would have never let nobody hurt her.
You're living with somebody that did.
Never let him hurt her.
I don't think you would have let him.
I would have told you if he did, if I knew it.
Well, either he did it or you did it.
The detective delivers the final inescapable conclusion. If you didn't accidentally kill her, then he absolutely killed her. This is the culmination of his entire argument, stripping away all other possibilities. He is forcing her to make a choice. Accept her own guilt or accept his. There is no middle ground.
There's no way in the world I would hurt her. She was my best friend.
She's beautiful. And she's innocent. There's no reason this should have happened to her.
This is why he never wanted me to see no autopsy report.
I told you when I met you, no reason to lie to you. I'll tell you, I've had my doubts about you, and I'll explain it, because in my mind, I can't imagine you staying with him.
I didn't know.
Did you just think we were lying to you? I mean, we told you.
I did.
I have no reason to lie to you. None.
Can I talk to my mom?
I don't know. Have you talked to your mom lately?
No.
Why not?
I didn't think he did. And then after a while, when I found out all this stuff about the girls and all of that, I was just afraid.
About the girls. I guess I missed that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Me and Jordan wasn't together the whole time. After he got out of jail down here and he was banned to the state, Fayette, Arkansas, he had 2 other women. I didn't know none of that until a couple of months ago. And I've been talking to my mom. I told my mom about the girls and the drugs, all of that.
Looks like you're clean.
That's clean. The 15th of November. My mom swears he killed her.
Look at me. If you didn't accidentally kill her, then he absolutely killed her. This is just total opinion on my part. But I feel like somebody stepped on her head. And that's just my personal opinion. That is not anything in here. That is just from looking at it and seeing it, it looks like they stomped on her head.
This is the turning point. Her statement, "I feel so stupid," marks the collapse of her cognitive dissonance. The mental walls come down, she admits she was too scared to know, and begins to re-evaluate Jordan's past suspicious behavior through this new horrifying lens. The psychological shift from defender to accuser has begun.
I would never asked if he killed her. At first it was because I knew he didn't.
Everything about
But now I'm too scared to know the answer.
his reaction with everything was wrong. I mean, we came to do a search warrant on the house, and y'all go for a stroll around the neighborhood. That's weird.
Because he had to get away from it.
Yeah, call 911, and your baby's unresponsive, and he leaves and goes and talks to his ex-wife or girlfriend or whatever she was. That's not normal.
He said that was because me and Pam don't get along. She's right, we don't get along. He said he had to talk to her away from me.
While your baby is unresponsive? I think there's more important things right then than talking to his ex-wife or girlfriend.
He said that's because you guys were driving so fast you about pushed him off the road.
He left you with an unresponsive baby at the house.
He said that's because he had the drug dealer in the car.
Pardon my French, but at that point, who gives a fuck? Do you get what I'm saying? That is a baby. Look at her. That is a beautiful baby. A beautiful, perfectly innocent baby. Nobody cares about a drug dealer.
He said it was because he thought she was alive and we didn't need that drama too. Because I asked him why he left too.
He knew she wasn't alive. You realize somebody gave her oxycodone and benzo to try to get her to be quiet because she had already been hurt once.
Can I talk to my mom?
I'm sure you probably can.
I really need to talk to my mom.
Okay. Let me go get Sergeant Perry, alright?
Can I smoke too?
Let me go get Sergeant Perry, okay? I'm sure he'll tell you later. I'm going to show you what her skull looked like in the autopsy.
Oh, God.
Okay? Look how broke it is. It's not from a fall.
She killed my daughter, didn't he?
If you didn't, he did.
This is the moment of total acceptance. After being shown the image of her daughter's shattered skull, her denial fully crumbles. Her whispered, "She killed my daughter. He killed my daughter," is a raw, unfiltered processing of the truth. The self-correction from she to he is the final, agonizing acceptance of Jordan's guilt.
What do I do now?
I'd like for you to tell me everything that he's ever told you about this. Anything that you could remember, even if you think it's insignificant, about that time period, that may be helpful. It may be the thing that we can put together. Do you get what I'm saying? Listen to me. You have a baby right now, right? 11 months old? Who's he with?
You just talked to my mom.
We're trying to get a hold of her. Okay. Look at me. You have a baby that's with him right now. And I'm going to say this, and I hope, I guess the one thing that we can hope for is that he feels differently because that one's actually his.
Mom? Yes? Mom, what are you doing? Watching TV? Mom, Mom, I need you to come to Van Buren, please. Come to Van Buren? Mama, he killed her, Mom.
The interrogation instantly shifts from a historical crime to a present and urgent danger. The detective's warning about her current son being with Jordan triggers a primal panicked response. Her hysterical phone call to her mother is the ultimate proof of her complete psychological transformation. Her loyalty is now entirely with her living child, and her mission is to save him.
Oh my God. I need you to come to Van Buren, please. Will they let me come up there? Mom, he killed her. Oh my God. Will they let me come up there? Issa, ask Sergeant Perry to let me come Eva, let me talk to Sergeant Perry. Eva, let me talk to Sergeant Perry real quick.
Hey, Eva. Your mama's on the way, okay? I'm going to give you a minute, alright? There's Kleenex right there, alright?
I really believed he didn't do it. I'm so sorry.
In 2021, at a hearing on December 29, a jury took just 2 hours to acquit Shreve. Millard had testified against him, and the medical examiner testified that little Olivia had a fractured skull and oxycodone in her system. Eva Millard was sentenced to 20 years suspended, conditioned on completing 60 days community service on the permitting child abuse charge and 6 years supervised probation on the endangering welfare charge. 6 weeks later, a warrant was issued for her arrest for violating the terms of her release. According to the warrant, she committed a new offence of theft of property in another county, tested positive for drugs, admitted to using drugs, failed to complete a counselling assessment, and failed to abide by the terms of her community service.